Hello, my name is Scott Otson. I'm the director of the Brush Secondary Schools, and I'm here to talk to you about our return to in-person learning plan, as well as our letter for students and parents, our return letter, and to talk about some of the things that we have going on this upcoming school year that are not related to the coronavirus outbreak. So with this video, there will be two documents that will come out. One is that student and staff parent letter that includes a lot of information about our new hires, our new roles within the campus, and some of the new programming that we're going to be able to offer. And then the second one that is going to be of a lot of interest to a lot of people is that return to in-person learning plan. And there answers a lot of our very specific secondary campus questions. So with that, let's take a look at what is in that secondary campus staff and student return letter. So the first piece will be our new hires. At this current point in time, we are fully staffed, which is pretty exciting. I think we're bringing in a great group of people that's going to be in the area and be great contributors to the Brush Secondary campus. This year we will have some new programming going on. We're excited to roll out our work-based learning coordinator position with Mr. Ron Elbow taking that position over. I think that'll be a great opportunity for kids in the Brush area to go out and get a lot of work-based learning opportunities, job internships, job shadowing, strength finding, and a good connection to our occupations from our CTE classes. And I think that's something that will be benefiting not just the students of Brush, but also the local businesses of Brush, as they'll see a lot of those students getting specific job skills ready to enter the workforce within a few years. Another one that we're going to be expanding is our construction science programming. So we'll have Mr. Randy Dreitz taking that program over with Mr. Dick Creighton, and so expanding our opportunities there. And with that, we're going to have the opportunity to offer some woodshop classes for middle school students, which is something that's been missing from the school for quite some time. Within the office, you're going to see some familiar faces in slightly different roles. So as far as our building secretaries, Tracy Rudel will be our 6 through 12 athletic secretary and be supporting Melissa and Bradley in all of their athletic adventures. Candy Guzman will be our financial secretary and responsible for the district budgets as well as the CTE activity accounts. Andrea Mendoza will be our 6 through 12 attendance secretary. So quite often most phone calls that have to do with attendance will be ringing into Andrea. And this year it definitely will be an important position, important for parents to communicate and share doctor's notes, just with all the variety of different reasons that a student might miss school this year. Cindy Perez will be our lead secretary. Cindy will be responsible for supporting the three administrators, ensuring a smooth, friendly, functional office. Bradley Bass will be the assistant director of the high school, an assistant or athletic director. Bradley will have an assistant athletic director to work with this year. Her name is Melissa Carolian. Rod Link will be the assistant director of the middle school, and then my new title and role will be the director of secondary schools. With that, we're looking forward to an exciting new school year. Lots of interesting challenges that are coming ahead. We do have some exciting things that I want to make sure people see within that return to school letter that are not coronavirus related. Within our return to in-person learning plan, it answers a lot of our very specific questions. Masks are strongly recommended for all students and staff. We feel like that's going to give us the best opportunity to return to school like normal. Some of our teachers have unique health concerns within their classrooms, and that I think they'll be able to further explain, their desire and interest in having students wear masks and be safe. We know that their best possible place for kids to be is in school and in-person learning for a majority of students, and we feel like wearing masks is going to provide us that opportunity to get back to as close to normal as we can. Some things that are going to be a little bit different this year, that upon arrival, students will be headed to their first hour respective classes. There will be an opportunity to eat breakfast beforehand and entering those classrooms. But as students arrive, they're not going to be allowed to congregate in their big areas like the cafeteria. They'll be headed straight to their first hour classrooms. We'll have some health screenings entering classrooms with some thermal checks, and then a short list of check-in questions that we'll use through a Google form. As I mentioned, breakfast will be available. During passing periods, we won't have lockers or restrooms available during those times to, again, try to limit the amount of kids that are congregating in different areas and try to get scooted to classes as absolutely fast as we possibly can. For high school students that have earned exempt periods, going to be a couple different ways to handle that. If your exempt is during first or eighth hour, obviously we would expect you to not be in the building during those times. However, if your exempt period is anytime between second and seventh hour, we're going to have a closed campus during those times. Students that are arriving on campus coming back from MCC classes or arriving for their first classes of the day due to an exempt will need to go through the office to do their health screenings. We are going to offer the best we can in terms of hand washing, sanitizing, social distancing within the classrooms, sanitizing of equipment, and those things are all laid out within our plan there. As previously mentioned in Dr. Wilson's video, the secondary campus will have a closed campus for lunch. Students will not be allowed into the cafeteria as large groups. We will be having lunch in classrooms and some lunch outdoors. We'll be working on some rotations so that students are getting an opportunity to either eat in the cafeteria with that classroom or outdoors, and not stuck in the same place. Understand the frustrations that might come with that. And one of the kind of adult tasks that we need to work on planning for is planning what you're going to do for lunch. When you grow up and get a job, not all of them have a cafeteria available, so there's a lot of different things that you have to plan for within that. And then we'll still have some spaces available for students that have exempt periods during that sixth hour. Dismissal at the end of the day is another area that's going to look a little bit different. To make sure that we're not having large congregations of people, we want to make sure that we're exiting the building as quickly as we can. And so the protocol for exiting classrooms is going to look fairly similar to what we use to enter the tornado shelter. And I think that'll help kind of keep that spacing of just the intermittent releases of classrooms so that kids can get to where they need to go and head to either practices or head home for the day. But with that, we know it's going to be a challenging year. We know there's going to be lots of changes. I would definitely predict even before now and the start of school, we're going to see some changes. So with that, we look forward to having kids back in class. We look forward to seeing them in person. We do have an online option that's going to be available for students that need it, either due to some quarantine kind of rules or some students that would prefer that due to their own health concerns. And so the information on how to get signed up for that is also available in those letters. But again, thank you for your time, and we look forward to having a good school year.